2099 problems and a spell ain't one.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with Uharis the Stormspinner, or as you might know him, Miguel O'Hara Spider-Man 2099. Spider-Man 2099 is a card that cares about casting things from outside of hand, whether it's from exile, graveyard, or even the command zone or top of library. It gives you a trigger at end of turn, which allows you to deal damage based on your commander's power. Now, this deck has a ton of ways to put things into exile, to cast, to impulse draws. It has ways to play off the top of the deck. It even has ways to play cards from your opponent's deck in exile, because how could I possibly resist that? This deck is very good, because even though Uharis cannot be cast on turns 1, 2, or 3, that gives you time to set up, giving yourself ways to constantly, consistently buff your commander and trigger your commander, so you will always have damage to deal at the end of turn. And because this is a 2/3 double striking vigilance creature, you are also going to be doing a lot of damage. The absolute best cards with Uharis are actually the cards that give it an extra power boost and some haste. Because if you have just one more mana, and you probably will by turn 4, you can deal so much damage. Just giving Uharis 3 more power and haste means 15 damage from the commander on the turn it comes out, because Uharis sees itself as being cast from outside of hand and will trigger on the turns that it's played. This deck is also running some really cool ways to cast cards that are flashback or give cards flashback. It's got cards that are adventures. It has so many different ways to get cards from outside of hand, and also some cards that benefit you from casting from outside of hand. So let's take Spider-Man 2099 into the queue and see what the future has in store. Merata Neuron Hacker, or Lady Octopus. She casts artifacts for free, making her an incredibly good Paradox Engine Commander. Oh, you know it, because then she untaps and she can do it again. Merata Neuron Hacker is a mono blue artifact stack, and hopefully I'll be able to keep up with her using the cards I've got. I'm going to exile this Snapcaster Mage. I don't have anything I'd be snapping and casting here, and hopefully I can steal some key cards out of their deck with an Impetuous Lootmonger. I have a really good, repeatable enabler for my commander. My commander can kill their commander, but their commander comes out on turn 1 and can immediately start to getting ingenuity, drawing cards each turn. Hi, I'm here to steal. What do we got? What artifacts do you have? Secret Restoration, also land. Case of the Lost Witness, and Kappa Cannoneer. Case of the Lost Witness, honestly, I could put in my deck because it's kind of cute. Especially because if I do manage to solve the case, then I'll be casting off the top of my deck, which is good for Uharis. I have Reality Chip in this deck for the exact same reason. I didn't run this, though, just because it's I'm not tutoring to it. It's a little bit trickier. Alright, they have drawn a card, so they could cast an artifact. They are not doing so. Do I want to go for Lelia here? They have 2 blue open. Running out. Lelia! And we swing in for 5, since Lelia will exile a card. In a braid. Can't cast it, though. It's just going to go away forever. Boop. Pop. 5 mana. Or 5 damage. Alright, so now they can bring out something that costs 2. And there's a lot of artifacts that actually draw you a card to make Merata get more counters. Hey, Mind Stone, you could technically use that. They've got 4 mana. Into the One Ring. I cannot target them, but I can start target Merata. Okay, right. I attack with Lelia first, see what I get. Chandra! Hey! Yeah. I'll use Chandra to kill Merata. Boop. Thopter Fabricator. Thopter Fabricator fabricates a Thopter because they've drawn a second card a turn. This is also like one ring with this can get her so many counters. You have a crew of 2. Noted. I have an Uharis of right thereus. Out of the way. I should order that better so I would have a floating mana, but I don't think I need it. Because we're going to deal lethal. It's 17 plus another 5. Oh, also land. Neat. Thanks, Uharis. You get crazy with those +3 power spells. Thalia and the Gitrog monster. Going to make my creatures and non-basic lands enter tapped. Going to play additional lands and also going to be a first striking, death-touching ultimate blocker. I don't have 3 lands here, but I do have 3 mana through Strike It Rich. It's a little bit of a greedy keep. Okay, it's a lot of bit of a greedy creep. Amy. Don't. I'll mulligan. I'll be a responsible gamer. It's still a 2-lander. But I can use this. Firebrain Scheme. To look for more cards. I got a Robber of the Rich. I can cast that next turn. I was looking for a land. But that means that the top 2 cards in my deck were not lands. Hey, I have a 2-mana commander. It's fine. This is face up, by the way, so they can see what I plan on casting next turn. Oh, nice. Spider Bluff Canal. And we swing in and we steal from the top of their deck. It's Lotus Cobra. Happy to put that in exile. Will love it if I can manage to play it. Especially into a fetch, though my fetches won't fetch on the turns they come out because of Thalia and the Gitrog monster. They've got 3 mana out of the 4 necessary here. And a Maelstrom Pulse, never mind. I won't be stealing this unless I attack with another rogue, which I don't actually think I have any other rogues. I'm like trying to think if I do. I'm trying to bring in the non-basics now. Crucible of Worlds, an easy way to trigger Uharis over and over and over. Oh wait, I literally have a rogue in my hand. Yeah, people are like, you have a rogue. It's right there. Yeah, well, I forgot. I did that so I could bring in the land from my graveyard. Have it come in untapped. And here's Uharis. Gonna deal 2 whole damage to a target of my choice. Unless Tithe? This could be a Tithe. Some Thalia and the Gitrog monster decks, by the way, are like hate bears. I think this one's landfall, though, because Lotus Cobra. Path to Exile. Oh, I could use the land. It's worth noting, by the way, I do not need to cast something on the turn he comes out to get the trigger, because Spider-Man 2099 is being cast from outside of my hand. It's from the command zone. Alright, there's my trigger. I don't have a way to increase your power. More Meowtons, please. Tap, tap. Destroy target artifact. And swinging for 4. Yeah, it's interesting that they chose to call him Uharis. It's the most similar name I feel to their, like, in-universe name. Because Spider-Man 29, yeah, that's Miguel O'Hara. That's his name. Oh, they're dismembering him. Oh, that's cruel. So far, a lot of kill spells. I've gotten some good value out of the Crucible, at least. Yeah, they were making up their mind on if they wanted to use that. In response, I'll bring out this. Not that it really matters that it's untapped. Tap it for green. Tap it for black. New crop rotation? Oh, gosh. Yeah, this is a good commander to do, like, strip mine stuff with, because you are very much rewarded with its ability to sacrifice lands, to play tons of cards that let you play additional lands like the commander, and also cards that let you play from the graveyard, like the one that I destroyed. So do you think they're going to go for strip mine this late? No, they're going to bog my graveyard to take out that bloodstained mire. Also the other spells. I'm trying to decide if I think that they would block my commander. Because I can get, like, the big block. And they would trade in first strike. I'm not going to go for the Uharis hit this turn. Comes in tapped. The mana doesn't. I do 2 to the face. Yeah, if I had gone for a Uharis Blazing Crescendo, it would have been 5 damage. Oh, wait, I guess I wasn't able to attack with it anyway, so it just would have been face damage. And now I have a stolen Lotus Cobra. Maelstrom Pulse kills the Brazen Borrower, but you still have a Uharis to deal with. Do you attack in, or do you sit there as, like, honestly the nastiest blocker ever? Yeah, they sit there as the nastiest blocker ever. I'm going to Blazing Crescendo. Oh, hey, Jace. Get the triggers. Draw and then discard. The land is just free real estate for me. And I can choose to deal the damage to their face or their damage to the Thalia the Gitrog monster. They have a fetch land. You already know where this damage is going. It's going to their face. Armed Scavenger is going to put cards in exile for me every turn to cast. A silly digital-only card. Restless Fortress. It does gain them 2 life. It also gets killed by my commander. We block. Yeah, did you guys know that a 2/3 with double strike and vigilance is good? It's really good. It's so good. GG. Rofellos, Llanowar Emissary. Taps for so much mana. It's crazy. I need removal. Okay. They go first, but I have a Chrome Mox, so even if they manage to get Rofellos out on turn 1, I could kill it with an Electrostatic Blast. Is that instant? It is instant. I will use the Chrome Mox and put the Firebrained Scheme into exile. And if they don't play Rofellos, which, like, of course they're going to play Rofellos, I could also kill that Elvish Mystic. Do you attack me? Okay, cool. We blast them! It's also kind of nice having a mana drain against them because they're going to play big mana spells. I could either hold the mana drain to hit Rofellos again, or get this Brunhilde. I actually would prefer the Brunhilde here, so that's what I'm going to do. I shouldn't have played the land first, but it's fine. Because even if Rofellos resolves, I should be able to kill with a Uharis soon. or get big mana off the next spell that I cast. And I want to get the max out of my Electrostatic Blast, since when I next cast an instant or sorcery, I'm going to get Expel and Exile to use. Oh, cool. Blazing Crescendo. It's so good with this. So I'm just going to sit here on my my mana drain. They have all the mana in the world, and I want to drain it. Give. Give, please. Please, mana me. Mana me now. And hopefully, like, the card I get in Exile, I can get, like a lightning bolt. Yeah, I'll counter that. Ooh, no. Tail's End, Spire Bluff Canal, and Sink to Stupor. So unfortunately, I can only use these this turn. I don't believe it's until end of next turn. It's just until now. Okay, fine. So they go away. That's all right with me. Because I'm going to have a crazy Uharis. He has haste. I'm going to give him more haste. Or not more haste, but more power. I got a Strike It Rich in Exile. Sweet, easy enough to cast. I will swing in. And since I cast him, I'm able to deal damage. I could hit the Ice too. That's going to allow them to play additional lands, but you can tell they don't have lands right now, so I think we hit Rofellos. Or do I just hit their face? Ooh, face is the place, but Rofellos is a problem, so I'm going to hit Rofellos. Yeah, like, even if they hit a land and they get to play an additional land, which they did, that's still less mana than if this were out. Oh, hey, Prime Time. Rofellos obliterated. I have one more spell from Exile, or from Graveyard I can cast. Oh, perfect. Expressive Iteration. What do we get? Into hand. I mean, sure, I can cast it either way this turn. I already used a fetch this game. I have not. I'm actually going to put the island away and grab that. Do I have 6 in the graveyard? Yeah, I do. Okay. That's what I'm just trying to make sure. Because I want to bestow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because that's 8 damage. And then another 4. I could hit the Ice Till. Or I could hit their face. I have another way to trigger Uharis. And that's game. GG. Titus, Yuna's Guardian. This is a Scales commander that moves your counters around, proliferates them, and draws cards. Oh, is that a turn 1 piece of ramp? No, it's a turn 1 Hardened Scales, because it is, in fact, a Scales deck. I'll bring out this Bloodstained Mire, and I'll probably end up getting their Surveillance, since I don't actually have anything to cast here. Hardened Bonds, that's card advantage for Scales. I have a very good card in hand against this kind of deck. Actually, 2 of them, the Scalding Viper and this. Oh, perfect. Reckless Charge, it's great for 1 mana to just, like, Uharis tons of damage. But if I cast it from Graveyard, it's good too. And I want to make sure I get more lands, since I have 3 lands right now. It's not actually lands. Let's get down the Party Thrasher. This lets me put cards in exile to cast. Perfect for my commander. And also convoke non-creature spells from exile. Sky Knight Squire. Hey, Tacitus, thank you for the sub. Frostborn Hydra. Ooh, that is a terrifying card. So it comes in with 2 counters because of Scales. And they get a creature in hand because of this. What of these am I willing to drop? I'm going to drop You Find Some Prisoners. I could also drop Cavern of Souls if I had another land to go for Crucible value. But both upload on the range. Now I'll just take the lands. I'll steam clean. And swing for 1. They can play it again and they'll get more value out of it. Aww! Saz's Chocobo! It gets a counter. This triggers. This triggers. I guess this is a trigger, but Saz's Chocobo gets nice and big. They're gonna spread the love. Titus gets a counter, which is actually 2 counters. Thank you, Scales. I will drop the Cavern of Souls here. Mox Amber. It's free real estate. I'm gonna go for Reckless Charge. And Swinging. Uharis counts as the card from exile, but I also cast another card from exile. This, and also a card from my graveyard. So Uharis is going to deal 5 damage this turn. I can deal 5 to Titus. Also, I'm swinging in with a 5-power double striker. Yes, his official name is Titus, but if you say that, like, you're wrong. So I can also deal 5 to their face. I think it's smarter to get rid of the commander. Ba-bomp. Perfect. I can put more cards in exile. I have a card in exile. I feel like most of their deck is going to trigger this card too to get more damage on their face. Ooh, Metastatic Evangel. Going to proliferate. So this will be 4 power. I can bounce it back into hand. Would I like to keep discarding and getting more stuff? Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. That's gonna be game. GG. The Gitrog monster. So far with this deck, I've run into the Gitrog monster, Thalia and the Gitrog monster, and Gitrog Ravenous Ride. I think the other 2 Gitrogs happened before I started recording, but I just love that, I don't know, something about Uharis seems to attract large frog monsters. I love it when I have a turn 1 Ragavan. Might get me some ramp, some cards in exile. This is a good monkey. Ooh, they're ramping. The Gitrog monster, by the way, is going to be getting them card advantage when they sacrifice or discard lands. Or mill them. Anyway, they go into the graveyard. Ooh, okay, so I hit a land. I'll play Rahilda. And I'm going to plot this Demonic Ruckus. Ice Till Explorer. Yee, this is a scary card. This is one of the best cards for a Gitrog monster. It's also an absurd card on its own. Let's see. Escape Shift and Rampant Growth. I'm just gonna grab that Rampant Growth for myself. I could also just exile Escape Shift so they can't get it back. Since they probably do have some regrowth effects in the deck. Cool. That's the turn. Oh, wait, this gives Menace. I should have given Rahilda Menace to do more stealing. Unleash the frog. Unload the toad. Cards go into exile, which get them additional cards in exile, all of which can be sacrificed and sacrificed and played again and played again and played again. They can play like 3 fetch lands this turn. Happen to mill additional lands. They can draw so many cards off this Gitrog monster. They got some green up. There's that culling ritual. Oh, that would have been really rough for me. Would have destroyed all my stuff. At least I can make, like, a most massive commander next turn if I get to there. They don't have another, like, landfall mana generator, at least. That is my saving grace at this moment. Ooh, that's a good henge. Deathrite Shaman. More blockers. Draws them a card as well. Can eat things up out of the graveyard. Mm-hmm. Boop. Boop. Oh, they're doing the cleanup step into cleanup step. If they discard a land, they have to keep going. All right, so I will play Uharis. I'm going to Reckless Charge. Mountain. I'm going to Reckless Charge again. I'm going to cause a ruckus. All right, cool. So now I have a 9 power, menace, trample, double strike, vigilance, whatever the hell. You know what? Everybody in. Just everybody get in there. This is so much damage. Yes, thank you. I know. It's lethal, in fact. Ha! Boom! We hit him in the face for 9 more. And that's what I call gaming. Oh, another Uharis, the Stormspinner. This is actually the first ever one I've matched into. I haven't seen anybody else playing this commander, but I built it yesterday and I've been having a great time with it. Also, that was a really good draw. Turn 1, Ragavan. Puts cards in exile to cast, gets me treasures, and it's just a real good monkey. Should probably be banned in this format, but it's a real good monkey. I'll swing and see what I can get. A Snapcaster Mage. Yep. They trade. And I'll go for a Think Twice. Mm-hmm. Yep. I guess I could have held that because it's instant. I just want to think. Put it in my graveyard so I got stuff for Uharis. They name me Human. Hey, Tursa. Ooh, yeah, because you can do things from graveyard. Guys, I need inspiration. Yep. We're inspirinating. This is 2 scholars looking at each other across the table like, oh yes, take notes. I don't know if I want to risk blocking because of how many burn spells there are. And also, I think they can play Uharis. Yeah, because it's their turn 4, so they would have been able to kill this. This is a burn spell. Malcolm? Got a second spell sub-theme? I actually took out some of the second spell stuff, like, was it Lila Slickshot from this deck? Though it does work quite well. How about I bounce you, steal a thing, I'm like, now I'm just like, oh, I could go for Uharis. Or I could just kill Tursa right here. I think I should save that. If they have a way to buff their Uharis, it might be able to kill mine. But I have this, like, for whenever. Human. I'll deal 2 damage to your face. Pa-pow. A Scalding Viper. Yup. Uharis? Oh, I just saw they have a Basilisk Collar to give it Death Touch so the pings can kill. Okay. Taking notes. I'll take 3 more damage. And here's Uharis dealing 2 damage to my face. Very cool. Oh yeah, I put this in because it casts from exile. Amy, you're a jokester. We hit the commander. Scalding Viper. Those are both 2 things from exile. And I got 2 damage. I'll throw it at their face. I feel like Scalding Viper, we both have them. He's triggering for most of our decks. Like, most of this deck is not going to cost more than 3 mana. They could play Uharis and kill the Scalding Viper. Or just deal 2 to my face. I do have a cast from exile I can do here, the Think Twice. It doesn't kill them. So I'm going to swing in with Uharis. See if they're interested in a trade, because they will get the Death Touch next turn. They're not. Here comes Urza. See what I can get. A whole load of nothing. And now when they equip with that Basilisk Collar, it's about to get good. I'm going to add Basilisk Collar into my list. It also works nicely with that Double Strike. So they will gain 4 and then gain another 2. Who do you want to kill? Urza? Uharis? They're killing the commander, okay. Ooh. Bones. And an even. Ow. If I had one of my cards that could increase Uharis' power, I'd throw it down there. Just didn't get one. Yeah, Uharis is weird because it does cost 2 mana, Spider-Man 2099. But it's a 2 mana that, like, isn't 2 mana because you can't cast it on turns 1, 2, 3. But that means that, like, you have extra mana on turn 4 when you bring it out. So cool. Glad I got in a mirror match. GG. Ol' Stickfingers. Ol' Stickfingers is a reanimation deck that's going to be putting Arden and Ulamog into the graveyard, or Cultivator Colossus, and casting a reanimation spell. This is not something I can easily interact with, even with removal, which I have here. Killing Old Stickfingers is not what matters in this game. So we're going to grab this, keep this, and I can Tail's End the trigger from Old Stickfingers, forcing them to have to cast it again, especially because it will enter as a 0/0. It slows them down a little. It does not stop them. Yeah, you don't Tail's End the Stickfinger, you Tail's End the on-cast trigger. And they will have potentially 4 mana next turn, so I do need to hold it here. Now look, it's the other thing I can't cast during my first, second, or third turns of the game. Yep, there we go, because they're doing X equals 2. Okay, cool. I don't have enough to steal. Let's go Party Thrasher. I would like to discard this because it's better for me to cast it from the graveyard. Quarry Mountain Monastery is a very good land. Was hoping for something a little bit better. I can go for Uharis. but I don't have a good target for it. Wash Away, again, does not hit the trigger. So instead, I'm going to just steal the card off the top of their deck. Who knows? Maybe I'll hit Ulamog. Nope. It'll land. Yeah, these decks are typically also running a good amount of just removal on top of the reanimation. Ways to stop the opponent while they get to their reanimation. All right, old Stickfingers. Yep, it is in fact the Arden Ulamog version. You could also kind of tell by the fact they had 2 here. Methods Enthusiasm helps me make a bigger Uharis. Wash Away, I can hold to kill something else. We have a Basilisk Caller, which I could actually convoke for here. So I will do that. I'm going to play Sokenzan. I'm going to tap you for this. Here's Uharis. I guess I could have gone for, like, more damage off that. It doesn't matter too much to me. And I'm not attacking it. I'm just sitting here and chilling. I can kill old Stickfinger, so we can't come back. Great. And next turn is my hopeful turn, where I can set up to kill. Back on track. Back on smack. No Ardens. Good, they didn't have a second thing. I'd like to discard Demonic Ruckus. It's 1 more damage, but it helps me feed this. So we're going to do that. What do we get here? Reality Fulcrum, or just a land. I'll take Fulcrum. I think I might have enough mana for this. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's going to depend on when I get on Fulcrum. Those are just lands. 2, 4, 6. It's not enough. Did I steal anything? Nope. Tome. So they probably will have another reanimation piece here. And I'm not quite at lethal here. I guess I can plus put another card in my graveyard. There's a few things with flashback. Dang. Close, but not quite there. That emergence. So I'm going to have to sacrifice, what is it, like 10 permanents here? That's fine. It's fine. I got 10 permanents. Oh, the lifelink is a problem, though. Weirdly, it's the lifelink that's a problem. Annihilator X. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually... I can drop the Phoenix Recaster for 1. Stop gaining life! Get out of here, Jacob! Uh, 4 and 2. What am I up to? killing you. That's what I'm up to. Winning. GG. Tifa Lockhart uses the power of 2 on landfall to take you out. I am going to mulligan to look for removal for her because she is scary and demands death. If you are unable to kill her, she is going to kill you first. So I do not have red mana. I'm just going to try to get it. My commander is technically removal for her, but on landfall, she gets so big so fast. And yeah, Tifa can kill you on like turn 3. Technically on turn 2, I think if you have like the nuts opening hand and everything aligns perfectly. I'll name human. There's an arms scavenger. Going to discount my equip ability and also generate things in exile, which help me trigger my commander. Hi, Tifa. Tifa in play, uncounterable. We put one of these in exile. It doesn't really matter. I don't think any of these are ones I'd be playing. We'll see. If I get something playable, we can just let that sit there. I did get something playable. I got Sink into Stupor. Now I could also go for just like equipping this and playing this and then trying to block her. I think that's actually fine. This automatically equips. An armed scavenger is going to sit there. A Sink into Stupor is easily stopped by anything that gives hexproof, anything that gives like protection from. It's the sort of thing that like even if I tried to use it to interrupt for 1 mana, they're probably blanking it, and it stops me from doing anything else this turn. See if they can kill me. I can gain 4 life with Armed Scavenger as a blocker. It's kind of my hope. Chart Terrace, by the way, is a fetch land. Costs 1 mana to use. I imagine they'll use it, though. Go for maximum Tifitude? Maybe not. No, they're sacrificing it with Harrow. That's going to get 2 more triggers for Tifa. They still have 3 lands. And do they have a protective spell? If so, which? Tameo's safekeeping. So yeah, hexproof indestructible. They would have been able to stop that. That's fine. I'm not dead. Now they could have another protective spell. If they don't, I can use my commander to kill Tifa. Yeah, something's holding priority. So when I target her, I'm not going to equip these here. When they target her, I will abrade in response. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. I have another burn spell and a bounce spell in hand. What I don't have is like fuel from exile, but that's okay. I got other stuff. I would like to start with the sorcery speed removal. Okay. All right, I meant to equip it there. Oh no, actually, this is better because then if they do go off, if they somehow like top deck escape shift, I can still bounce her. No, I can't because she has ward 1. That's fine. We'll make it work. I can bounce the spell in the stack. White Form Harmonizer. That is essentially just a Tifa, but for anything. But I'll trade my commander into it. Ooh, wait. +1/+1. I could have sync into supered this token, so I would just kill her in first strike damage. I just realized that. Now let's just go for some Death Touch, Lifelink, Double Strike, whatever strike. Yeah, I could have bounced the roll token. It's fine. I got Death Touch now. Shout out to the other Uharis deck that I ran into for that tech. Because it just came in handy. GG. Kavaero, Mind Bitten, is able to come in as a copy of a card in a graveyard, being a cast from exile of the card that you are essentially reanimating. It's also a 4/4 and then exiles the original. It could be good with like Enter the Battlefield Blink Reanimator stuff, because you still get all of the abilities and the Enter the Battlefield stuff of whatever it happens to be. How is about I drop... Trying to decide what I want to get rid of here. Cyclonic Rift. I just want to steal. Hey! Dark Culture, thank you for the 9-month resub. I'll name humans since they are a Golgari deck. And these are both humans. I'm going to start with Rahilda. How bad is the downside of this commander? There are so many other good setup cards you could play on the first 3 turns that the you can't cast it right away part is only bad if you have a really rough opening hand. Bone Shards, all right. And they discarded Bahamut, which means that he can become a copy of Bahamut. That would mean that whatever I'm playing will get destroyed. So I could just, like, not cast anything this turn. Nighttime. Yeah, if you're wondering, but Amy, they didn't have enough to cast it. No Ancient Tomes in the format. I was ready for that specifically. Don't mind me. Just getting a glimpse of something good. Got some lands in my graveyard for Crucible. Oh, I didn't even see the worm. Yeah, I should have sacrificed those. Oh well, I lose 4 life. That's fine with me. And now they have a teeny tiny massacre worm. Don't mind me. I'm just plotting things. Giving myself cards to cast from outside of hand. They've drowned my commander in the lock. I'll return it to command zone. Oracle of Tragedy. They draw, they discard. Want to kill Jace? Nice. Ooh, Brynhildr. Cool. This will give haste. Playing Aruth here is actually kind of nice because it helps me empty my hand for the loot monger. Yeah, I'll do it. I feel like they have a wash away, so let's see if they wash this away. Yeah, they do. Because they had held up 1 blue before, too. Uh-oh, buried alive. They get specific cards they want into their graveyard for whenever their commander next dies or is blinked or returned to hand. I imagine that, like, they have blinks in this deck, since a lot of the cards you want are going to be enter the battlefields. Arden and Ulamog. Arden and Valgavoth. I'll just swing in and take them almost all the way to death. Every Jameer player loves a good moth. I do like a good moth. Oh, they're saying good game because they have Reanimate, which kills them because they lose. Is it 9 life? 8 life? A lot of life. GG. Orvar, the All form, is going to be cloning their cards by using single target spells in order to trigger Orvar and make a copy. I've got a little bit of card selection, some anti-counter spell stuff here, a way to put things into exile, a way to generate things into exile. I've got some nice cards. I'll just play this Surveilland. I can name Human. No, I'll actually keep the Hawk in there. I'll name Human. So Inti, Jacob, and my commander can all be uncounterable. Yeah, this hand could use more removal. Specifically removal that's able to get through Orvar. Human. With just one land in hand. I could go for Inti. This is more of something that I'd want to like set up a little later in the game. Yeah, you can like use Vesuvian Duplimancy? Whatever that card is to make tons of Orvars. I've seen a deck that had like 30 Orvars by the end of the game. It was a little wild. I realize now I shouldn't have played the land first. In case I hit a land here. I didn't. I hit Aerith. This is a card that is very strange because instead of drawing cards when this is in play, you just exile 2 cards. A very, very common card with like flubs. They probably have a protective spell here. At least that's what I would expect them to have. I got plenty of stuff here. I'll drop the land. Free Karl Marx. Nice. Exile a non-artifact, non-land card. Yeah. I'll drop Foyer, even though it could get me like free spells off Aerith. And I'm going to use Firebrain Scheme and try to target Orvar. Nice, they did not have a way to protect Orvar. We take him out, cut off their game plan, and then go crazy with extra cards in exile. GG. Val, Marooned Surveyor. I have a piece of removal, which means that this is probably a keepable hand. I have a way to buff up a Uharis, and well, I guess Burgie's here, so I could discard things and get cards in exile if I really, really want to. Val is a combo commander. She's going to be Discovering, investigating, scrying, surveilling, and seeking in order to deal a damage to me and gain a life. But more importantly, she goes infinite, comboing with Trelasara, another 2-mana uncommon that is extremely easy to tutor for in these colors. Giver of Runes. You are sending me. You are giving me a boltable target. That's something that would be able to freely protect Val, so I'm going to kill it now while I got the mana. Oh, look, a counterspell. I can't play my commander until turn 4 anyway. My commander can't kill her, though, unless I buff her. I need a buff. Distinguished Conjurer. Distinguished Conjurer is one of the Soul Sisters that works well for this combo. It can also sort of protect something with that blink ability. I don't think it's worth me using the counterspell on here. I'm going to bring out Burgi as just a value engine. Use Uharis Girly Pop. Uharis appears to be some sort of a lightning wizard on top of a... Is that a peacock spider with the big tail? I think those are called peacock spiders. Don't mind me just using mana for stuff. Leveling up Kellen so he can put cards in exile. Swinging in with Burgi. And I'm going to bop this Conjurer. The spiders that shake their butts all shiny. Is that a peacock spider? I think it's a peacock spider. All right, I'm going to swing in with all of these. Hope Kellen hits something cute. Ooh, I wonder if I should have bulked up. Well, it's not too late. Put Val back in hand. But wait! They're defending the rider. If I have enough stuff in my graveyard, I will. It's not quite lethal, though. Yeah, I'd have to do that one first. Sorry, I'm, like, trying to math out if I could bring this big enough to, like, do something more meaningful. The answer is unfortunately no. I think I did have a route to lethal. But it probably would have been interrupted if I went for it. Let's see if they have the combo this turn. They'd need a way to either gain a life or discover, investigate, try, surveil, or seek. And Trelasara. Ranger Captain of Eos. No, that's going to get some one-drop creatures. Thankfully. Not a one-drop. All right, so they got Selfless Savior. And now can I do it? No. Let's just do it like this. We bulk up. We go to the gym. We make it fly. We just kill them in the air with double strike. Able to outpace the combo with some removal from the commander. GG. Goshen Tie of Life's Origin. 5-color shrines. I've got a little bit of ramp removal and a sword that puts cards in exile, so I can continue to cast more. Also buffing up Uharis so he will have more damage and can't be blocked by the Goshen Tie, but could be blocked by all of the other shrines. A shrine deck, this is going to be tons and tons of enchantments and enchantment synergy on top of the shrines themselves, which tend to trigger in a way that escalates with the number of shrines they have. Hi, Goshen Tie. But first, they surveil. And I ramp. I got this arcane signet. I'll throw it down. Oh, cool. Plargan Nasari. I can't play Uharis until turn 4 anyway. So I'm just chilling on these spells. I gotta make up the mind. You've got 1 mana, Mike Maz. 1 mana, 1 hope, 1 dream, 1 fetch land, 1 surveil land. Hello? Mike? You there? Oh, okay. I think this was a matter of, like, trying to decide what to play. They're cursing Uharis, which actually won't slow down what turn I can play him on, but it will slow down what I can cast on the same turn. I still have my Shockland, so I'll bring out the Sword of Forge and Frontier. I'll grab said Shockland. I'll try to. Bring it in tapped. Boop. Do I feel like naming Spider, Human, or Hero? Human. I don't have any other spiders in the deck. I have at least 2 other humans. Being asked if I ever built a Raw Monsoon Mage deck. I don't think I did. But it would be a bit like the Otter Raw deck that I had built. At least, I don't think I did. I may have. Alright, they got rid of him before end step, so I won't get my 2 damage. But they sacrificed the Curse of Silence, which means that Uharis is actually going to cost exactly the same the next time I cast him. Yeah, this could just be an Enchantment Reanimator deck. Since the Goshen Tai, like, has this ridiculous 5-color ability. Bye. Fun fact, there is not a creature type you can name on, like, a Cavern of Souls to make this uncounterable. Because Shrine is an enchantment type. I'm going to again bring out Uharis. And this time I do have enough mana to throw on the equipment, which means I'll do 4 damage. Nice. I don't expect most of their removal to be red and green. I expect it to be black, blue, and white. Yeah, I've definitely seen, like, Goshen ties that are just like, yeah, I'm just gonna put some nice good cards into graveyard and bring them back. Alright, well, Terra Sunder protected Uharis there. And then didn't protect Uharis because we're getting lit on fire. This is rough. Poor Spider-Man. Do I want to just go for Plarg and Nasari and try to steal their spells? Or commit to the bit with my commander? Let me play it! 2 damage to your face. Die. I want to glimpse the impossible. Oh, okay. Of these, I can cast any of them. The other ones will go to graveyard. I think I'll go for Iteration. Even though Firebrain Scheme I can use to increase Uharis' power, which would get 2 more in combat and 1 more at the end of turn. Do you have just more removal? What are you doing? Let me iterate. Expressively. Please? You have a good enchantment to bring back. You're burning out your timer. Like, real bad. You're on 0 timers now. Timeout used. This is a ridiculously good card. And it's nice that, like, it's in the right colors for Uharis. For Miguel O'Hara over here. Please, let me cast all 2,099 of my Spider-Men. Okay. I will put invert polarity into hand. I'm double checking to see if I have an island right now. I do. So I'm going to put Sink into Stupor back, put Corey over here, play that, and then swing in. I'm now holding up invert polarity. So if they try to cast something meaningful, I have a chance of stealing it. Also, I have extra mana. Yay! Quarry Mountain Monastery is very cool for this deck because you're going to be, like, putting cards in exile and casting them, which is exactly what you want to do. All right, I'll use up some mana to move you out of the way. If they had removal, I think they would have used it. See if I can close out the game right here with a Reckless Charge. Indeed, I do. Incredible. GG. Soul of Windgrace. This cat's able to take lands out of the graveyard, either graveyard, and put them under their control, which makes my Crucible of Worlds kind of sad, but I might be able to counter Soul of Windgrace. Then again, I have nothing to do on any of the first turns since Jace can't be played, my commander can't be played, so I gotta throw that back on. Ooh! Monkey. Hello there, my wonderful little monkey. Would you like to come out on turn 1, put cards in exile for me to cast to trigger Uharis and also just to be a good monkey? And being honest, what my favorite deck is, like, ever? I'll be honest, I have no idea. I've built so many decks. Ugh. They have a blocker. Party Thrasher. I need you to party rock for me. I probably play the most Bolus Crime because it gives me a ton of, like, variety of games. Because the more I get to steal, the more I'm playing somebody else's game plan versus my own. Do I feel like dropping Jace? I'll drop the Jace. What do we got here? Rahilda and Otawara. I could go for the Otawara. And then Reality Chip. Or even Glimpse the Impossible. Let's go for Rahilda. Land. Werewolf. Go. There are still no lands in graveyards, but they could discard one off of Fable. No, they discarded Wary Zone Guard and Mossborn Hydra, 2 incredibly strong cards. Kind of weird to see these 2 dropped, especially when they have 3 mana. Hi, Nissa. Nissa into an Urborg. Oh, good. Now I have access to black mana. Look at my fancy Grixis land. Okay, I'm a little bitter about that. Rude. That was rude, right? Not just me thinking that. Uharis and Reality Chip. I could technically attack with Rahilda to kill Nissa. I'm into it. Like, I'll take that trade. Hey. Uharis triggers. If they don't block, I'll kill the 2/2 goblin. The goblin. Yeah, you know what's up. Alright, get out of here, you silly goblin. As Reality Chip played out for me, in this deck, I have not managed to reconfigure it a single time. I played it once and it was a pretty good blocker, but it's like kind of slow. It's definitely like here for flavor more than anything else. Okay, they're gonna kill Harris in my Ragavan. Still no lands in graveyard. So we know there's a Scalding Viper on top. I wouldn't be able to play it. I will play Uharis to kill Reflection of Kiki Jiki so it can't clone Fury. Soul of Windgrace. Gets nothing in play because there have been no lands discarded. Put this on Rahilda. Alright, I've now played the thing from outside of my hand. Ooh. I'm trying to decide if I'm just like killing Soul of Windgrace here. Yeah, I think I am. Not attacking, killing that. I'm gonna put an upkeep stop in case I want to cast that from the top of deck. Welcome back, Soul of Windgrace. Still no lands in the graveyard. It's 2 damage. I don't have another 2 to follow up with. No, I do. I have a Uharis. Operation Keep Killing Soul of Windgrace. I'm into it. Oh, and that's a good card for me to draw. Let's take it. Go to main. There's a mountain. Combat. Kill the commander. I'm not good at blocking the commander. That's part of why I'm focusing on it. If you're like, Amy, why aren't you killing this? And once they get a fetch, they're going to get card advantage. Because they don't have a fetch. I have time. Thieving Aven. Do your best. Oh, was that sound? You heard a vacuum or a truck? That was a truck. Huh. Huh. Yeah, alright. Yeah, I'll take some lands. That also changes what's on top of my deck. And I will not be taking fetch lands because I don't want them to steal it. I'm gonna grab the Surveil land, though. Kellen. Nope, I want a land on top because I have not played a land per turn. Pop him for 2. Oh, yes! Mr. Bones Wild Ride! Oh, yeah, I could have gotten Quarry Mountain. Good card advantage, but I can already play off the top. GG, Soul of Windgrace. Should have had more fetch. Teferi, Temporal Pilgrim, a card draw commander that will probably be running lots of bounce counter spells and ways to frogify things because, well, that's what they have access to in those colors. With this hand, I do have 1 bounce spell, a Snapcaster. I'm gonna mulligan. I need some faster stuff to try to land a threat before they take over the game. This is one of those decks where it could be incredibly frustrating. They make these giant tokens. But if I'm able to, just as an example, bring out some of these. Do I feel like just bouncing that medallion? Yeah, I will. Might be able to go ahead and get things done here. Yeah, I wonder if I should have turn 1 plotted. I was thinking about like, oh, I want to bring this in untapped soon. Yeah, I think I could have started with the plot. Okay, the Sapphire Medallion's out. Here's Thieving Aven. They didn't get another land, which is good for me. Sheen over Magic. Okay, yeah, so they bounce a thing. I could go for a Uharis. I don't think it's worth it here. Thieving Aven again. I assume countered. Yep. I'll use Demonic Ruckus. The plot that so we can cast it for free later. Reeve, thank you for the 64-month resub. I could use a Nintendo 64 game. All these discounts on the Sapphire Medallion adding up. They don't have anything to proliferate. No counters on creatures. Scalding Viper. I'd rather cast these small spells than something big like Unhorde Dracosaur just to get it countered. Devious Cover-Up. They're putting their bounce and counter spells back in their deck and their draw spell too. Oh, okay. I guess I'll play a Uharis and just get 2 damage on face. I have an easy way to trigger him next turn. Actually, do I want to use this here for 3 damage? Nah. Because this is an easy way to trigger him for next turn. Hi, Teferi. Teferi can either plus, or I guess 0, and draw a card, or could minus and make a spirit. So they have 5 loyalty, but I have just 6 combat damage. So I will bop Teferi, and then get 3 more damage on face. I feel like Boneheart Dracosauring. They could River's Rebuke me next turn. Yeah, this is fine. I could also put a card in exile, just using this last piece. Yeah, I'll do that. In case these are both put back in hand. Choose one. I'll choose Jace. Pop. Teferi, Master of Time. Can phase things out. Draw cards. Very good for the Teferis. Ah, okay. They put out an Ominous Sea. So they're very much a card draw deck over just like mono blue counter spells. Okay. Harris back in hand. I do get to draw off the Ruckus. And I also get a card in exile from Mr. Bones. I still get the card in exile, even though you phase it out, but I don't get to attack for 5 from it. Okay, Verge. I would like another blue source this turn. Jace reawakened. I'm going to just plot this Electrostatic Blast. It's a secret to nobody. Because they minused on Teferi, I can just kill it with the Uharis. Uharis! Get him! Mischievous Mystic. Drawing a second card will get them a blocker. Not only are they drawing a second card, they're drawing 4 cards total this turn. And not getting what they need. It feels like they were missing some lands. And even with a discount, that's rough. GG Teferi. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. This deck is awesome. It wins a lot of games, it's fun, it has a cool play pattern, and it feels really unique. A card that cares about things being cast from outside of your hand, like there's a Kellen and a couple other cards, tend not to be that good. But Uharis, which has this damage, it has this scaling, it has this interesting, you can't play it on turn 1, 2, 3, so you gotta be mindful of what you're holding in your hand, is really fun. I had a really great time recording this video. I feel like I had a lot of great games. I won most of my games, and I don't think I've ever played a deck that had that kind of like build up sudden burst of aggro the way that this does, all built into the commander. I think that some of the various damage increasing spells in this deck are the best spells in this deck. The 1 mana give haste +3/+0 cards like Reckless Charge and Wild Ride, they go nuts. And you combine that with the various other cards down here like Haste Magic and Blazing Crescendo and Bulk Up mean that you can deal so much damage. I would actually say that if you want to streamline this deck, you could take out some of the jankier cards like Chaos Wand, Urza, Arachnomania, like Plargin Nasari, these slower cards that aren't even triggering Harris right away, and replace them with more buff spells for the commander, whether that's equipment, maybe some protective equipment. There's a lot of different ways that you can help make a Harris deal more damage. This deck, though, absolutely loved it. You can find it in the description of the video, and if you would like to suggest another commander, especially one from Spider-Man, please let me know in the comments. I will be gone for a few days because I am traveling to record a thing. You will see it eventually. I'm sure I will link to it on YouTube. But when I get back, I will be recording even more Spider-Man stuff. So I hope you enjoy my Spider-Man 2099 / Harris deck. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.